Riston is with us in Atlanta. Hi, Riston. How are you?
Hi, good.
Good. How can I help?
My question is, we have racked up over $20,000 in credit card debt in the past 2 years, and we also owe a family member $10,000. We've never struggled for money. We've always been able to pay credit card off. We've had a couple life changes, some moves, some job changes. We are able to pay off our home mortgage still. We are able to pay off our car loans, but we cannot get this credit card down. We cannot have money to pay this family member off, and what do we do?
What's your household income?
My husband makes about $100,000, and I just started going back to work after raising kids for 12 years. I make $10 an hour in a little art studio. Not very much.
Are you working 40?
No, I only work part-time.
Okay. And how much do you owe on your cars?
We owe about $40,000 on my car.
On your car? And your car payment is how much?
$590 a month.
My God. Okay. And how much do you owe on his car?
We paid that off.
What's it worth?
It's only probably worth $20,000.
Only. Okay. And so you're driving $60,000 worth of cars. You make $100,000 a year. I think I can help you on why you're broke.
Okay.
You're sitting in your driveway.
True.
Yeah. So, what if you sold your car?
Okay, and then you sell your car, and then use what?
You drive a piece of crap.
Beater car?
Yeah. Matter of fact, you could sell both cars and buy two $10,000 cars, which is far from a beater.
Okay.
And you'd have no car payments, and that would free up $600 a month. And then you could pay your family what you owe them.
Okay.
You're not going to do that, are you?
No.
Okay.
I want a safe car. We have 4 kids. I want a safe car to drive them around.
You don't think $10,000 cars are safe?
No, because it's going to have issues, and then next thing you know, you're at the shop every couple months, and then you're up to $10,000 in shop bills.
Yeah, Riston, you have no freaking idea what you're talking about. That was the dumbest statement I've heard this week. That's absolutely ridiculous. A $10,000 car is going to run up $10,000 bills, and it's not safe to take your children in. Seriously, darling. I mean, you said that out loud. That's just ridiculous. Now, I don't want you to drive a $10,000 car for the rest of your life, but if you suffered, and I say that sarcastically, by driving a $10,000 car for a period of time, you could clean up your debts.
Okay.
But you're not going to do it.
Well, you know what? If we need to do it, we would.
Yeah. Well, it says on my screen, when you were talking to Kelly, my phone screener, it says considering bankruptcy.
Well, no, I guess it was one of my questions. Is that something we do, or do we get, do we just cut up our credit cards? Do we file bankruptcy? Do we?
You definitely cut up your credit cards, and you definitely get on a written budget, and you definitely sell your car, and you clean up your mess. You guys have got to quit buying stuff you can't afford.
Right.
You're broke, and it's no fun, honey. I mean, I'm poking fun at you a little bit, but it's no fun. Your life's no fun. You're stressed.
Oh, wicked, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not, there's not peace in your marriage, and really all these things that you thought were going to bring you blessings weren't. It's stealing your life away from you, and you know, I want you to have your life back, but I will tell you there's only one way I know to get it back, and that is to stop doing the things that put you into the mess in the first place. Right. And it's real simple. And I did it too, by the way. So I'm not just picking on you, but you've bought things you couldn't afford that you didn't have the money for. And now there's no money, and you're sitting around looking at your beautiful children going, you know, we live in Atlanta, Georgia, we make $100,000 a year, and we feel completely like poor people.
Right.
And it's stressed. And your husband feels like a rat in a wheel. He feels like no matter how hard he runs, he can't seem to get a traction.
Right.
It's frustrating for him. You know, this is the number one cause of marriage discord, of fights in marriage, and even of divorce. Right. Is the stress on this, and all for a stupid car. Now, by the way, you can have a nice car, but you're going to have to work your way around to getting the mess cleaned up so you can save up and pay for, in cash, a nice car.
Okay.
Because if you'd called me up and owned two $20,000 cars that were both paid for, and you had no debt, I wouldn't be saying sell your car.
Okay.
But you said, how do I can't pay my relatives that I owe money to, and that's so shame-inducing, isn't it?
Oh, it's the worst feeling ever. It's
Like
I
Thanksgiving
can't tell
dinner
you.
doesn't taste good.
Right.
It's hard to hang out with them.
Right.
You know, the Bible
So,
says the borrower is slave to the lender. And, you know, my wife's dad is one of the nicest, kindest men I have ever met in my entire life. And when we went broke 25 years ago and lost everything, he loaned us a little money.
right.
And he never said an unkind word, but it changed the way I felt when I stood in his presence.
Absolutely.
Even though and that wasn't on him, it's just the enactment of a principle.
Right.
You feel trapped, and slaves feel trapped.
Right.
And so I don't think that all those negative things we've been talking about for the last minute and a half or 2 minutes are worth that car you're driving.
Okay.
And I would make that trade. And I'm trying to talk you into it for your own good. It doesn't matter to me. But please know that you can have a $10,000 car that's safe enough to drive children around in. Believe me. And you can have a $10,000 car, too, that is reliable. They all break down. New $100,000 cars, $50,000 cars, $10,000 cars, they all break down. 10-year-old cars, brand new cars, they all have problems sometimes. But I'm not asking you to drive a $1,000 car. And in your situation, you don't have to achieve your goals. But you do need to take a step back to get to solid ground so you can take some other steps forward. Thanks for calling in.